If there was any trading concept that I would recommend for any beginner trader, it would be demand and supply. It's the simplest trading concept and yet basic way you can trade around the forex market and be able to catch big trades with low risk entries. So if you're just getting started into the forex market, this is the video for you. And also if you've been trading in the forex market and you're looking for a concept to trade with, this is the video for you. Make sure to watch this video from the start to the end so that you can master demand and supply in depth. If you're new around here, please make sure to subscribe and let's get started with this video. Now, if this is your first time hearing about demand and supply is the amount of a currency sellers are willing to sell at a certain price, and then demand is the amount of a currency buyers are willing to buy at a certain price. Now, if those two statements are confusing, let me make it more simple for you. Supply and demand, whenever they happen in the forex market, they leave zones in the market. So we call these supply zones and demand zones. So a supply zone is any zone in the forex market that causes a downside move, while a demand zone is any zone in the forex market that causes an upside move. So that is demand and supply. Now I'm going to show you how we exactly spot demand and supply zones to get traders. So I'm going to be backtesting off the Euro USD trades so that you guys can see all the demand and supply zones. Now I'm just going to scroll through. So basically, traders, what we are looking for when we are talking about supply, we just want to see aggressive selling. So aggressive selling, we want to look for 3 big candles. So when you look closely, traders, we have 3 big candles right here. You can see we have 1, 2, 3 big candles, as you can see. Even we have 4 candles. Now this is a supply zone, this zone right here. So you can see, traders, this zone caused this downside move. That is our supply zone number 1. And then now we have a demand zone. So a demand zone is any zone that causes an upside move. You can see, so we had this zone right here. So we have 1, 2, 3 big candles. And which zone is that? Is this zone right here. It caused this upside push to the upper side. So you can see we also have this demand zone. Now traders, as you can see, we have this other zone right here. It caused this downside move. You can see we have 1, 2, 3 big candles coming to the downside, as you can see. So this is our supply zone. And lastly, this is our last supply zone, as you can see. So again, we had this zone right here, and then we had this breakout. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 big candles, as you can see. So this zone caused this breakout, as you can see. So that is how we spot demand and supply zones in the forex market. But to be on a safer side, make sure to always spot demand and supply at the start of a new trend. Anytime when you have a new trend, either to the upper side or the downside, we shall see demand and supply. Now, how do we trade demand and supply? That is very easy, traders. Whenever you have a demand and supply zone, and probably you draw it out, just like me, you can see I used my box. I use a box like this. So when I draw out my demand zone or supply zone, so since this is a supply, I'm always going to draw this box, and then I'm going to drag this to the future. Remember, we want price to come back to the supply zone, and then we want to sell off at that zone. So what you would do, you drag this side like this, as you can see. Now traders, you need to note this. Whenever you see a supply or demand zone in the forex market, it doesn't mean price is going to fill up that zone there and then. Sometimes it can take weeks. Sometimes it will fill it up there and then. Just like you can see here. It took price almost, I think, from 14th of March up to 21st of March. You can see just a few days until price came back to that zone right there, as you can see. So this is what you have to look out for whenever you're trading demand and supply zones. When price comes back, it's going to come back aggressively. So most of the time, it's just going to tap in and then come back to the downside. Most of the time, you're not going to see price consolidating from your demand or supply zone. But here you can see, now since we know anytime when you have demand and supply in the market, we know that is smart money in play. Banks are in play. They're going to always drag price up here crazy, aggressively, and then price will drop immediately after that. So you can see we had price tapping and then after drop to the downside. Now traders, how do you take this trade right here? So you can see we had price first of all approaching this zone right here. So but remember, we have aggressive buying, so meaning we need to see momentum die off, sellers momentum. So you can see we had momentum die off, and then we had our bearish engulfing candle. So when you see this, take your trade, guys. So you take your trade just like this. You put your entry there, put your stop loss above, just like that, risking around 15 pips, and then targeting this fair value gap right there, as you can see. So target was almost 61 pips, guys. A lot of money. So you can see traders, now this is my other zone, as you can see. So whenever I'm marking out the demand, I am going to mark out the whole zone that caused the upside move. So this is the whole zone that caused this upside move. Now, when I draw it, I have to make sure to drag it to the future, so that if price ever comes back to that, I'll be taking my trade off. So as you can see traders, we had price come back to our demand zone and then tap in. So remember what I told you guys, anytime when you have demand and supply zones, sometimes price will just come and tap in and then go back to the upper side. Sometimes. Now, for you not to miss out on any trade guys, you can always use limit orders. So on a trade like this that you're not very sure that price will probably come and probably range or to just tap in, just set your limit order. So here we set a buy limit. Just like this, you set your buy limit. I'll put my entry in the middle of this box, so probably around here, putting my stop loss just below like this, and then measuring out a recent zone as my target, as you can see. So that is the recent zone this side, as you can see guys. And this is very good guys, because price is always going to come just tapping and then go back to the upper side. You don't want to be there waiting and waiting, because most of the time whenever demand and supply is happening, it happens because of news events. So you don't know how price will react. And then even to have proper trades, guys, you can always draw trend lines. You see when I draw my trend line from here to this zone right here, you can see literally price is just bouncing off the trend line. So literally you would know where price is just going to bounce off from. As you can see, even to simplify your trades more and more simple, guys. So you can see immediately when price taps into the demand zone, it just starts going up aggressively. You can see that the trade was aggressive. It wasn't like really aggressive, but price was just moving green candles, as you can see traders. Now this is our last trade. So you can clearly see traders, we had again this aggressive selling. So remember, we always want to look out for aggressive selling, and then we want to see a zone where price is coming from aggressive selling. So we can see we had this zone right here, and then price dropped down, it giving us 1, 2, 3 big candles. You can see traders. Now when you draw our zone, you have to make sure to drag it to the future, just like this, as you can see, just like this. So one thing you need to understand traders, whenever you have a break-off structure, so this is a break-off structure right here, any zone that causes this break-off structure is a supply zone, since we are in a downtrend market. So price has to come back to that zone and then after sell off, as you can see. So again, you can literally see traders, price came back to not just the zone but also to fill up this fair value gap. So we had a tiny fair value gap in there. We had that fair value gap, as you can see. So price came, so you can see traders, price came and tapped into our fair value gap and started dropping aggressively, as you can see. So what I told you traders, whenever you have demand and supply zones, price will just come and tap in, go, tap in, just go. So you always want to maximize off these trades, just like this. So when you're taking your trade here, again, you can use your limit orders to be on a safer side. So here we shall use a sell limit, just like this. So since we had the fair value gap, so I would put my entry at exactly where the fair value gap would end, putting my stop loss just up there, and then measuring out the recent zone as my target, just like there. So traders, that is my other trade. As you can see, demand and supply is very easy. Literally, even a 2-year baby can master this and be able to make money from the forex market, guys. Literally, you just have to look out for aggressive selling and aggressive buying in the forex market. So look out for this whenever we have a new trend to the upper side or a new trend to the downside. And for your demand and supply to be even more valid, guys, make sure to look for aggressive selling and aggressive buying. You know, just like whatever I've showed you today, it was aggressive buying and aggressive selling, guys, and that way you can master demand and supply. So if you've been struggling with demand and supply, I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. I'm going to be explaining demand and supply and catching probably live trade with you guys, so you can see how easy demand and supply is. So if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next. Peace.